Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm bringing you a compilation. We are taking a look at some of my favorite of Meghan's mask slips. I love these moments, these quick flashes of where she just can't hide what she's truly feeling, and it is scary. I get chills up my spine when I see stuff like this. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did putting it together for you, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Now let's take a look. Reacting to something that a lot of you had requested, and that is the Well Child 2019. I believe it was an award ceremony where she acted like such an ass. And I want to talk about it, and I'm excited to break this all down with you. Thank you for being here. I'm Jen. Honk honk, everyone. All right, let me set the stage for you. This was 2019, October to be exact. This is their first appearance since they were the worst of the worst, in my opinion, in South Africa. That was the turning point for me. I've talked about it at length about how that appearance in South Africa just sealed them for me as the worst people ever. Just standing steps away from actual atrocities and tragedies, and Meghan's there asking, not many people have asked if I'm okay. I mean, just the nerve of this woman. Member of the royal family saying shit like that. All right. Here we go. So this is the Well Child Award ceremony. Just after that, now just a reminder, this was for kids with serious illnesses and their caregivers. They were meant to have one-on-one meetings with the night's, with some of the night's winners. Okay. Archie, think what you will there, was 5 months old. They were using Omid to put things out and make them look better because they were backpedaling so hard after looking appalling after that South Africa thing. So she had put out this thing through Omid saying, Archie just had his first play date. He loved it. I'm like, it's extra funny now knowing that we never see the kids, but also the thought of her taking him to a play date to play with commoners, right? Yeah, right. I don't believe it. All right. But let's get into this. Now that you know what's going on, let's take a look at how rude and entitled, well, they both are. Okay, we're going to get to the video, but just in pulling pictures from this event, I was blown away because, again, I've seen the video we're leading up to, but I really hadn't taken notice of the pictures and how rude and condescending her body language is. And I'm not pretending to be a body language expert, but I have eyeballs and a brain, so I can see. Can you imagine? Never, ever would you see Catherine, Princess of Wales, making a face like this when going to visit seriously ill children and caregivers. This is how you're going to pose? Oh, really, smugly? Really? I mean, who do you think you are? And I would say, well, maybe it was just one bad photo. We all do it. We move our heads weird and stuff. But no, that's not what it is. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get into this. I mean, we have the cat that swallowed the canary here. We have, I could go on and on about this. Everything about this picture bugs me, especially when thinking about how she treated Her Majesty the late Queen with that curtsy and the non-curtsy. I don't know how to do it. Think, what did she say? Medieval times, just in that over-the-top faux, look, I'm a commoner. I'm one of you guys, Oh my gosh, it's just too much. It makes me sick. Okay, moving on. So just eating this up, making it about herself. I'm not at all excusing Harold. I just don't find his behavior as appalling. He was actually being what appeared to be engaging at this event, and I don't know, as charming as he can be. Now that we know more about him, I just can't with him. But you know what I mean? Like, at least he was playing along and engaging with people and sitting with people and reacting. And then you have this one. And you guys, she's pulling faces like this. You'll see it in the video. When Harry's talking, she can't stand that she's not the center of attention. So all of a sudden we get, well, faces like this. Like, how dare he? How dare I not be the center of the attention? How dare us? Again, go back. I don't mean to keep comparing, but I can't help but compare. When you have somebody like Catherine or even Prince William, people like that are engaging with people and meeting with people and know that they're there to put a spotlight on projects and stuff, you don't see them pulling faces like this. You don't see them trying to get the attention because the attention's already on them. Instead, they're trying to shift focus to a cause or to a person that they are speaking with. I just find this completely repugnant. Okay, again, I am no fan of that one, Prince Harry, but at least he's trying, right? He's engaging, he's talking, he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's acknowledging the people. Okay. They're presented with gifts, okay? And so, again, I'm no expert. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing and I'm commenting on it. So, Meghan's talking, and then what do you notice? Her face. When she gets the gift and she looks down. Is that how you receive gifts? It's not how I receive gifts. I would not look at it in disgust and not say, like, how's your instinct not to say, oh my gosh, thank you? This is something we teach small children, to say thank you. I don't care if it's a pair of socks. You say thank you. These are the best socks I've ever gotten. Don't act like a childish, spoiled brat and make faces like this when you're not the center of attention. Especially, I mean, not ever, but especially when you're around sick kids and their caregivers and people that are there and this is a big deal for them. It just infuriates me. Okay, I just did another video where she's so weird about flowers. Well, here we are again. This time, I feel like she's so disappointed. By the way, beautiful bouquet, right? Most of us would be like, oh my God, that's beautiful. She's playing along for a second, but again, I'm no body language expert, but if I made this face, if Jay gave me some flowers, he'd be like, what the hell's wrong? Like, I just can't imagine reacting like this. She just seems like a spoiled, entitled brat. The focus is not on her. She can't stand it. She's appearing to smile, but come on, she's such a shitty actress. I just feel like this is so cringe and so painful to watch. She wants to be anywhere else but there, doesn't want to be talking to these people, and can't even hide it from her face how not interested in all of this she is. Then, after all of that, we have this moment here. I know you've seen this photo. Allow me to show you the video. Unfortunately, it's very choppy as, in my opinion, I think the media actually cut out parts, it seems. Like when I tried to go back and find the moment, I know I've seen it in its entirety, but I tried to go back and find it. I could only find bits and pieces that people like us have shared. The media mostly did not show this moment, I think, to protect Harold and Fraud. While, they go on and on about, oh, it's unconscious bias, media and all this stuff, and they're continually suing them, I really think that they cut out some of their worst moments to try to make them look better. Like this moment right here. All right, so Harold of Harold and Fraud. I know, his name's not Harold. I always get those comments. Harry, he can't get Catherine's name right. Why should I get his name right? Harold is in the middle of talking, again, sick child and a caregiver. Okay. And you can see Meghan's over it. She's not wanting to be there. I believe I read these were the last people in the stop and she was so ready to go. And so she just makes up her mind in the middle of talking. It's time to go. We're done talking now. This is over now. I'm going to stand up in the middle of it now. Harry's obviously still talking. She gives him the look. So he better wrap it up quick. Can you imagine if you're this family that, for whatever reason, wanted to talk to these two, and this is what you're met with? I just think it's so rude and disrespectful. And again, it appears that the wall ends there. So again, from everything I read, it seems like they're the last ones that were waiting their chance to talk to them. And this is how they act. This isn't some long-winded neighbor that you're trying to get away from. These are people that waited their turn to talk to you. And this is, I just think it's so rude, so incredibly rude. And then she can't even sit there and pretend to smile anymore while he he does the heavy lifting or whatever. He pretends to give a crap and to talk to people. She can't do it. Is she not the worst actress you've ever seen? I'm still stuck on this. While I'm not a body language expert and never have claimed to be one, I can recognize a shitty human being, and I feel like that's what we're looking at. Between the posture changes, the weird eye stuff going on, her facial expressions, the fidgeting with the flowers, interrupting, trying to get focus back on herself. I'm actually surprised she wasn't trying to get closer to the camera. I feel like she was on the entrance when all the cameras were flashing, but then sat further away, like toward the wall when she got there. Here you go. Here she is moving in toward the camera and whatever's going on here. Her gesture, just all of it. It just seemed inappropriate. And typical narcissistic Meghan that we've seen. So that's it for this. Let me know your thoughts. Did you catch a moment that I didn't catch? Let me know in the comments below. This one just really sickens me, especially, this isn't like, I don't know, some polo match where she was making faces. This is a serious event with sick kids. And so I take this one especially personally. It really infuriates me to see her awfulness here. And it's interesting to see her, controlling Harry. But I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you want to see more clips like this reacted to, please let me know in the comments below if there's a specific one you want me to talk about, you want me to deep dive into. So we're going to take a look at some of these mask slips in no particular order. Here we go. Now, this first one's actually a reverse mask slip, as that she's clearly annoyed. She's waiting on her turn on the red carpet, talking to, I don't know, an assistant, sees somebody she knows, and then turns it on. See? Annoyed, smile. Okay, this one, she can't even hide her annoyance. She's so annoyed that Harry dare be speaking when she feels like it's her turn. If the attention's not on her, she can't hide it. She gets mad. The blinking increases. Look at the neck because that comes up again later. Annoyed. See? Annoyed. She mad. But yeah, can't hide it. Mask slips. Trying to hide it. Knows the camera's there, but she's annoyed. Now I'm going to show you some quick ones. Thank you, Lady Amber Alexander, friend of the show. She is annoyed because this guy in an interview had to be reminded who she was, what show she's on, and she gets pissed and makes this face. I just talked about this one in another video, but this is the Larry King interview where she gets mad when the attention's not on her. Larry dared ask her co-star there a question and not her, and she got upset and clenched her jaw. Just watch her face when the attention isn't fully on her. It drops. She gets mad. She doesn't like it when somebody else is talking. Here's another interview. If they don't ask exactly what she wants or she doesn't feel like she's recognized enough, she makes faces like this where she gets mad. And then here you go, pretending to be nice and pleasant, I guess. And then, see, stuff like this happens. She can't hide it. Even in the engagement interview, if Harry talked too much, she'd get kind of mad and clench her jaw like that. It's very odd to see. It's funny to me that she hangs her hat on being an actress, and I use quotations like Joey from Friends around that word, actress, but yet she can't even hide her disgust when things aren't exactly how she wants them, or if the attention is not enough on her, or if the questions aren't to her liking. To me, it seems to be more about the attention. If the attention isn't exactly on her, or if Harry's taking too much attention away, or right here where her mother is trying to answer a question, she gets really mad. See, she can't even hide it. She has to glare. Mask slips. There you go. This is one of the more popular ones that I've seen. Thank you, Amber Alexander, for sharing that. Yep. And then she shows some creepy stares that Meghan goes into here. But then, this face at the wedding. Like the cat that swallowed the canary. Okay, I have to shout out According to Taz because I love her. I love her channel. I want to be friends with her. She just doesn't know who I am, but I really do. I love her stuff. She brought up this, and I definitely encourage you to watch her video. Oh God, I think it's called Mask Slip. If you look up Mask Slip, According to Taz, this video comes up. Anyway, she does a brilliant job of reporting on it. Okay, so I didn't know the backstory until Taz filled me in. See, I'm talking like we're friends already. This is Meghan talking with the editor of Fortune. The editor's name is Ellen McGirt. Okay. Meghan's people spun it as she was invited to speak, but Taz says, no, that's not what happened. Meghan paid, I believe Taz said, around $13,000 to speak at this thing. Taz explains she does things like that because, well, her people do things like that allegedly because it keeps her in the news. And then to, just normal people like us that don't know, it just sounds like, oh my God, where, these people are asking her to speak. And, the Sugars are like, yeah, all these people ask her to speak, but it sounds like she's making that happen. Okay, this was a summit of Fortune's most powerful women. Taz explains that Ellen said something during this, it was going fine, but then Ellen said something basically implying that Meghan's not the most powerful in the room, and that pissed Meghan off. And you can see the visible change in Meghan. She went from happy to this. Look at her neck. She's very mad. And the rest of the interview or whatever this is, you get images like this. But it's just interesting. When you Google this article, that's what the stories come up as, is Meghan seemed clearly visibly angry and upset. But then Taz nailed down, well, it's because how dare this reporter or this editor nail down that Meghan's not the most important woman in the room. It's just very cringe, and it is funny to see here when she's visibly upset and pouting about one thing that this woman has said while giving this speech. Okay, switching gears. This one is hard to talk about because you know my feelings about the Queen and my feelings about Meghan. But go with me on this journey. This is the mask slip of all mask slips. See, she's pretending to be upset, but then when she thinks people aren't watching or the cameras aren't on her, you can clearly see her smirking. Mask slip. There you go. So instead of the anger that we, the fake happiness and then slipping into anger that we see, here it's fake sadness and then slipping into her real feeling, which seems to be happiness or smirking or whatever you want to call it. Disgusting behavior continued. I say it all the time. If you wrote a villain like this in a book, nobody would believe it. They'd say that's too much. You know what I mean? Like you have to make them somewhat likable and then have them turn or something, some redeeming quality. There's nothing here. Nothing redeeming. That's disgusting. All right, guys, those were some of the mask slips that came to mind. If there's one that you didn't see on here that you want to discuss, by all means, leave it in the comments because there are lots to choose from. Oh, it just makes me mad seeing it. I just don't know how everybody doesn't see this. I know you guys do. I'm preaching the choir, but I'm saying, how do others not see all this and say, hey, that's not how a normal person acts? What about the one where Harry's getting a bouquet of flowers and she grabs it? And I was like, what? And I had so many comments like this from you guys. Thank you for letting me know. I found the video. We will get to that. But during my search for this video, I fell down a rabbit hole of wild moments that involve Meghan and flowers. Let me explain. I'm Jen. Honk honk, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Let's start with this one, shall we? This was when they were dating, when she was living in Canada, Toronto, and just happened to be photographed, right? Those darn paparazzi. Well, all about the flowers for attention, but what was really happening is, what's that bracelet peeking out? Is that the one that Harry wore that matched hers? Yeah, it was. And if you look closely, she's wearing an H around her neck. Haven't seen that necklace in a while, have we? But wearing that H, hoping, praying that somebody would notice it and link the two together. Now, at this point, the paparazzi did know that they were dating, but I believe she was wearing that necklace even before, hoping that somebody would link it. Then you get stuff like this. Look at me. Always very aware of the camera. It's nothing new, but posing with the flowers. All right. Peak of obnoxiousness. This was that Morocco trip where she wore, was it Dior, that insanely expensive monstrosity dress. Yeah, with whatever's going on under that dress happening. And then the look at me, I got flowers pose. I understand that royal women often do get flowers. That's not where I'm going with this. That's not where she's going with this. She paparazzis herself quite often holding flowers, like this moment. And this one, I often think of this when I think of her and the ridiculous flowers. This beautiful little terrified girl being forced to pose with this monster. And rictus grin, wide, for the camera, basically trying to take a glamour shot. You can see her fingers in there. So she's holding it close to her face to frame the shot. I think it's one of the it's hard to pick an ultimate cringe moment. This would have to be one of the top ones for me. This little girl does not want to be there, not want to pose. And Meghan is just completely oblivious. Shut up and take the shot, right? Have you ever seen anybody more smug in your life? No, me neither. And truly the most disgusting. And that's hard to say because she's done so many disgusting things. To me, this ranks as one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. And that's saying something because I watch a lot of her stuff, but this would have to be it. The school tragedy that occurred here in America, and a bunch of kids lost their lives. But she brought a Netflix crew with her, a camera crew or something, and they were getting photos of her setting flowers down, making sure to get the shot. It was awful. Awful. This is something I will never forget, never forgive. It's hard for me to even talk about, but I feel like it's important to show, again, these children are props. These flowers are props. And who could forget this? I mean, the Queen had just passed, and it was a walkabout, you know the one. And she acted like a bitch about the flowers. Now, my theory on this is that I think she wanted to be photographed laying them down herself. I think she likes to be photographed with the flowers. Again, it's a prop, so is that idiot next to her. But I think she wanted to be photographed laying the flowers down herself. And so she would shoo away anybody trying to help her because she wanted that to be her moment. And she kind of appeared to get snippy with the aide that was just trying to help her. Normal security things, and just the idea that if you were there to greet people and to talk to them, wouldn't you want your hands free to interact? Nope, not Meghan. Makes it all about her and this weird flower situation. I mean, who could forget with the flowers, the PR attempt she tried to pull at Prince Philip's funeral when she was doing it all for publicity and making a big deal out of the flowers she gave and making sure her big dumb calligraphy was on display so that way people knew that it was from her. It's just disgusting stuff. Well, there's a new video out, speaking of disgusting, with her being weird about flowers, this time in Nigeria. Let's take a look. Now, the footage itself is very blurry. It's just the only footage, somebody must have caught it on their camera phone, and it's just a few second clip, but let's take a look. From what I could tell of the grainy footage, she seems to be wearing this horrible monstrosity ensemble. Remember, she flashed boob in this dress too. Classy. Stay classy. Anyway, she appears to be wearing this that looks like somebody's trying to give Harry a gift, and once again, she intercepts. You know what's funny about this? When I was trying to figure out which day it was, I did some research and found out it was the same day as this. So what that means is this is all on day 3. First she wore the yellow outfit, then she wore the boob outfit. No boobs outfit to boobs outfit. But yeah, same day. So that means she embarrassed the crap out of herself. That last video I showed you, the other video I referred to at the beginning of this, the one from yesterday, same day. She embarrassed the crap out of herself, and the hits keep on coming. Let's watch her snatch what's meant for Harry. It's quick, it's grainy, there's no sound. From what I could tell, these flowers were meant for Harry. Look at his face. And yes, I know, normally you would hand the flowers over, but it's the snatch, I think. No pun intended. No, I think she just took it from him. He was just trying to look at them, and she took it from him. And look at his hands. And look at his face. I mean, it seems to be, for once, he actually appeared to be angry more than confused, but as per usual. But yeah, snatching it right from him. Again, look at me. This is all about me, making it about herself. This is so awkward. Again, a huge thank you to everybody who let me know about this. Think about everything we've seen from this trip. All these videos coming out where she wouldn't let him in the photograph. Remember, she wouldn't even move to the side. The other ladies were moving, but she wouldn't budge because she had to be in the middle of the photo. We've got, stuff like this, stuff like that other video I showed you where she had to go first to get the wrong necklace and then was forced to change it because it was the wrong, because she insisted on going first. She's insisting on taking these. My guess is Has No Balls would have given them to her anyway, but it's the snatch out of his hand that is just, she's just so crass. And again, if your host if you're a guest in this place and they are doing something like giving you a gift or giving you something, I can't stand Harold, but I got to give it to him. At least he knows enough to try to appreciate, or again, that guy sucks. Pretend like you're appreciating what somebody has given you. Take a look at it, smile, thank the host. Nope, not Meghan. She just snatches it away. Mine. This is mine now. I wonder if she did that with his balls. So again, a huge thank you to everybody who let me know about this video. This is, it's insane, right? I just am stuck on this. So it was like a 3-day trip, and every single thing that we've seen come out of this trip has been a disaster, complete disaster. So keep them coming. Let me know if there's more videos I need to get my eyeballs on. Thank you to everybody who reached out. I messaged so many people and said, where can I find this video? Thank you guys who let me know. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it. I'm stuck on this flower thing, though. There's something here. It's more than just a, look at me, I have flowers. Here's what I think it is. I think she's seeking attention always. I think she's seeking admiration and thinks that these flowers will show that people are admiring her. I think it's a validation thing. She's always looking for that control, as we can see, controlling by snatching flowers, controlling who can take her flowers and stuff. This is just so ridiculous. It's almost like a status symbol for her. Showing that she's valued and appreciated, things like that. I'm just guessing her narcissism kind of is forcing all of these things, and that's why we're seeing all the weirdness around the flowers. Whatever it is, it's weird, it's attention seeking, it's Meghan, right?